Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Habata fillah. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, when he talks about falsehood, al-batil, he said, wal-batil did al-haq. It's the opposite of the truth. Yurad bihi al-ma'dum alladhi la wujuda lahu. Wal-mawjud alladhi مضرة وجوده أكثر من منفعته. Very, very beautiful. So Ibn al-Qayyim, he mentions that falsehood is the opposite of the truth, and also it is, what is meant by it is that which is not in existence. And that which is in existence but is harmful greater than its benefit. So Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he's mentioning that basically falsehood, batil, is of two types. There is batil, or a falsehood, which refers to that which does not exist. Because al-haq, the opposite, the truth, exists. For example, Allah is al-haq. He's the truth, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's one of his divine names and attributes. And that he, subhanahu wa ta'ala, exists. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tayyib. The opposite, which is falsehood, does not exist. It's not even in existence. For example, those who say that would say, oh, there's another God worthy of worship besides Allah. That doesn't even exist. So that's out of the equation. So that's falsehood. Tayyib. Isma'. And then he says, وَالْمَوْجُودَ الَّذِي مُضُرَّةٌ وَوُجُودِهِ أَكْثَرَ مِنْ مَنْفَعَتِهِ. So then there's also the division of falsehood, which refers to something that does exist, but yet its harm is greater than its benefit. And we're going to get to a beautiful example, which is similar to what we just said, but we'll let Ibn al-Qayyim give us that example. So he says, فَمِنَ الْأَوْلِ, from the first category, قَوْلُ الْمُوَاهِدِ كُلُّ إِلَى سِوَى اللَّهِ بَاطِلٍ. So from the first category that we mentioned, of that which, doesn't exist, is an example of that the person who's a person of Tawheed, that they say that every God other than Allah is falsehood. It's false. That's what the Muwahid, Ahl Tawheed. وَمِنَ الثَّانِي, then the other division of falsehood, he's going to give us an example for that type too. وَمِنَ الثَّانِي قَوْلُهُ السِّحْرُ بَاطِلٌ. And another example would be that the sihr, the witch, is falsehood, meaning there are witches that exist, but they have no benefit. They're harmful. Their harm is greater than their benefit of whatever people seek from them. So they're false. They're a type of falsehood. You understand? وَالْكُفْرُ بَاطِلٌ. And disbelief exists, but it's false. قال تعالى وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَّهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زُهُوقًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says في كتابه المبين, and say, haq, the truth, knocks the truth, it erases falsehood. It supersedes falsehood. Verily, falsehood is, it's destroyed. Okay, for lack of better words, better terms. فالباطل إما معدوم لا وجود له وإما موجود لا نفع له. So this is very fantastic and fascinating with Ibn al-Qayyim. And look at what can you say? He says, so falsehood, therefore falsehood, it's either not existence, it's referring to something that is totally non-existent, or it is something which does exist, but there is no benefit in it. And then he says, فالكفر والفسوق والعصيان والسحر والغناء واستمتاع ملاهي كله من نوع الثاني. And so he says that disbelief, wickedness, sinfulness, witchcraft, music, ghina, and also, like haram entertainment. All of this is from the second category of falsehood, meaning all of those things exist, but there's no benefit. There's no benefit in kufr. There's no benefit in that sinfulness, ultimately. Even if you benefited some of your pleasures, but the sin is greater than the benefit. And disobedience and witchcraft. If you tried to do someone to do a love potion and you got that person through you went to a sihr, you went to a witch and they gave you a potion to put on someone, or a spell, or they cast it for you, to cause a marriage to break up so you could marry the woman, for example. You're a man and you did that, or a woman, vice versa. Yes, you achieved your worldly gain of destroying a family, and you maybe were able to, through witchcraft, put a spell and get that person to love you. So you feel there's benefit, worldly benefit. Hey, I got the person I wanted. I caused them to be away from the person they were with. But the negative and the harm of such an act, just for your gratification of doing sihr, that it's a type of disbelief, that in the hereafter you will be destroyed as the khasirin in the hellfire forever, because it's shirk al-akbar. You understand? So weighing the harms and the benefits, that disobedience, of course you're going to have fun doing some disobedient acts. If you were gambling, if you're akramakallah committing fornication or whatever, and just enjoying the world. But it is batil, it's all described as falsehood, because the harm of those actions are much greater than the benefit. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, to accept our good and forgive our evil, protect us from kulli su wa makruh. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.